Hi guys, it's Sue, your Not So Crafty Crafter here. I'm doing my first process video and I'm doing my first voiceover at the same time, so you get to watch me make all kinds of glaring mistakes here. I'm going to go ahead and scrap this picture of my son on his first fishing expedition, and here you see me trying to decide whether or not I'm going to use this giant 12 by 12 piece of cardstock for my layout. And in the end I choose not to use that. I think it's just a little too big, and I'm not sure I have all the embellishments I need to really make a good layout out of this. So here I decide I'm going to go ahead and try and do an 8.5 by 11 layout instead. And out of the two sheets of cardstock, I go ahead and choose the darker blue. Now, these pattern papers here, I had already picked out to go with this photo a while back. And these pieces come from a 6x6 pad that I had picked up at Walmart a while ago. And here you see me trying to decide on a layout and how I'm going to put these together here. Now I have the smaller sheet and I do have the full 6x6 sheet here. And I decide I'm going to go ahead and do like a diamond shape with this larger piece of 6x6 paper. And I'm just kind of using my tape gun here to go ahead and lay some tape on the back of this so I can lay it onto the 8.5 by 11 cardstock. And again, like I said, I'm going to go ahead and do this in a diamond format. And you see me lining my paper up here, kind of like watching paint dry, watching some of these process videos, and I apologize. I do make a lot of mistakes in here, but I decide I'm going to go ahead and leave them in and not edit them out so that any other new beginners doing these things as well can learn from the mistakes that I make. I will tell you this is my third or fourth try doing this voiceover, and I really much prefer doing a live video here for you. So as you see, I did manage to mat down the larger sheet of 6x6 paper, and here I'm actually matting my photo onto the smaller pre-cut piece of patterned paper here as well. I've got the photo mounted, and I'm going to go ahead and place this onto the larger 6x6 sheet here. And again, using the ATG gun to do my tape. And I kind of put this a little more straighter across on the diamond shape. And because I like the way the chevrons are going in different directions, it kind of makes the photo pop a little bit more. And as I'm looking at it, I decide, oh, I didn't tape it enough down. And of course, I'm trying to get my great big old tape gun into that tiny little corner. So I do pull out my smaller tape runner here and tape down both the sheet of paper and the corner of that photo there, which I guess didn't go down as well. And as I'm looking at it, I think that the bottom is looking a little crooked. Of course, it's probably not the case, and we are our own worst critics, but I decide I'm going to cover that with my first set of embellishments here. And what I do is I use this tag that I have off this sticker card that I got from Tuesday Morning a while back. This Carefree tag kind of gives a little bit of meaning to the expression on my son's face here. He's just having a ball, he's carefree, he's kicked back, and he's enjoying his first fishing trip here. And then the next set of embellishments I choose are some puffy fish stickers that I had picked up at Walmart a while ago. And I think I paid like 94 cents for this pack of stickers. They're made by Sticko brand, and I did get them at Walmart. And here you see me kind of futzing around trying to decide which fishy I'm actually going to put on here. Then you also see me about cut my tip of my finger off here as I decide I'm going to go ahead and put a piece of fun foam underneath this little itty bitty fish. Now the fun foam is already at its smallest possible sizing, and I decide I'm going to cut that small tiny piece in half. And I don't know why I bothered doing that, because it is a puffy sticker. It is dimensional in its own way, and putting this on a little piece of fun foam really didn't make any difference at all as far as raising it up off the page in the picture. So you see me do this with another tiny little fishy. I go ahead and put that fish up in the top right corner, and I do it again with another fish that I put in the bottom left corner. Again, putting that tiny piece of fun foam there really didn't make any difference at all as far as giving it more dimension. So now you'll watch me as I try to fuss over which fishy I'm going to put on the rest of the layout here. This photo was so cute. I had found it going through an old family album a couple of weeks ago, and when I started scrapbooking, it was one of the first pictures I decided I was going to do, but I didn't know what I wanted to do with it, and I did want to do it justice because this is going in my son's memory book for when he's a little bit older. Now, he is special needs, and we don't always know what he's going to enjoy doing until we do it. And we really didn't think he would enjoy fishing, but he does, and we're going to try and give it another shot here. We've been so busy the last couple of years just trying to settle in and get him situated in school and get me situated with work. Our summer breaks have been going way too quickly, and we just haven't had time to do a whole lot. Now here you see I had picked a fish with a little pink face there, and I didn't like the way it looked, so I went back and I chose that orange fishy instead. And now you see me picking out some more puffy stickers. These are some sentiment stickers. I think I also got these at Walmart. Again, I think I paid like 94 cents for them. And the one that I ended up choosing for this says having a blast, which is what he was doing. Now you see me going through the rest of the stickers trying to decide if anything else will go with the colors on this page. And I decide in the end not to go with any of these. I do later on, after the video is over and the layout is done, I do go back and add some letter and word stickers down in the bottom right hand corner, and I do add a video or a photo, I'm sorry, I do add a photo at the end of the video of the finished product and some of the changes that I did make here. Now here you see me going through a couple pack of alpha stickers trying to decide which color I'm going to use. The black was just too dark, and with the dark navy paper I didn't think that that would work. Then I had a pack of silver stickers, but they were like a flat silver. They weren't very glittery, and I went ahead and decided not to go with those. Sorry, cat's trying to jump all over the place here and making a lot of noise. I decided instead to go with these bright silver stickers, and again, I got these at Walmart. This is from a value pack. I think I paid $2.84, and there's 6 sheets of stickers here. So you get a lot for your money on these. And I go ahead, and the title I'm using for this is Gone Fishing. And so that's what you see me here doing. If you want to fast forward through this, I understand. This is kind of like watching paint dry. And you see me positioning my letters here. And this part goes fairly smoothly. And I get it all lined up, and it actually looks pretty decent. But it's when I go to add the fishing part where you see me mess up quite a bit. Now, I've watched a lot of process videos, and I often wondered why, when people are doing their layouts and they get to their alphas, why they put them on wax paper. Well, as you watch me struggle putting this fishing word up here, you'll see that I figure out very quickly why that's probably not a bad idea. And again, I'm not going to edit this out. I am going to save this and leave it in so that other people can see and learn from my mistakes. But you see me here, I'm just kind of cruising along, putting on my alphas and not having too much problem until I get to some of these other letters here at the end. And as I turn the page, you can see me still messing around with these alphas. And as I put that H up, I can see where it's starting to get a little bit wonky here and it's not lined up properly. So I'm going to go ahead and finish putting it down. and we'll see how it ends up turning out. But you will see me take the whole thing apart and redo the first 3 or 4 letters in this because I'm just not happy with the way it turned out at all. Now you also see me going a little off screen here with my layout, and that was one of the first mistakes I made. Oh, here you see me going ahead and taking that F off, and as I take the F off, you can see that it's pulled a little bit of the cardstock up and off, and there's a big empty spot there. I decided to go ahead and start with a new F because that one's not sticky enough, and I decide I'm going to go ahead and lay it according to the edge of the patterned paper instead. And once I get the F straightened, of course, the I is a hot mess. And you see me here trying to pull it off with my tweezers, and that doesn't work, so I pull it off with my fingernail, only I don't get the whole sticker off. I only get the top layer of the silver off here, and that's a little bit of a mess there. I am able to get the rest of the sticker off with very little of the paper coming up, so that wasn't too bad, and I go ahead and put another eye on there. And I decided I'm going to try and mess around with the dot on the eye, but it's down there just too well, and it's such a tiny little dot. I figure it's not going to make that much of a difference if it's a little bit crooked here. Yeah, see, and I go ahead and I just leave that after the fact. And I go ahead and I try and straighten out my S here in just a minute. And the S comes off rather easily. I don't have any problems getting the S off. But when I try to lay it back down, the S is all crinkled and wrinkled and not looking very good. So I decide to go ahead and put on a fresh new S. See, yeah, kind of wrinkly and not looking all that great. So I'm going to go ahead and take that off because that doesn't look all that great. Now, again, as I said earlier, you see me start to go off camera here. One of the mistakes that I made when I filmed this video was that I set my zoom a little too close. Now, yesterday I did a haul video, and it seemed like you really couldn't see some of my products very well, especially the labeling on the product. So I decided when I set my camera up to do this, I was going to zoom in a little bit. And it worked very well at the beginning of the layout in the video, but it's not working so well here. And you really notice it when I start this next process. I'm moving some stuff out of my way, and I decide it looks okay, but I want to do something a little bit different around the edge and kind of make the blue pop just a little bit more, because the blue kind of seems a little lost to me. The pattern papers are pretty and the picture on it looks awesome, but I need something to really make the blue in the background come up at me. So what I do is I take some white acrylic paint, and again, I apologize, I'm out of frame here, I understand that, but I'm going to leave it so that others can learn from my mistakes. What I do is I take some white acrylic paint and put it in my palette, and then I take a makeup sponge and just kind of like taking ink and going around the edge and distressing a piece of paper. You see others doing their layouts. I go ahead and I take the white paint and go around the edge and make a very fine frame around the edge of the blue cardstock here. And it actually does make quite a bit of a difference. It does really bring out the blue, and it pops a lot. And you'll see me, I do all 4 sides of this, and again, I'm sorry, some of these things it's like watching paint dry, and I apologize, but the video wasn't all that long, and I didn't think that it was worth speeding up. I mean, a 20-minute video, and maybe next time I'll do that as well, and I'll make it a shorter video and then voice over it. I just didn't think that my voiceover would match an 8-minute video. I don't talk that fast, I don't think. But here you see me finishing up the edging on this, and it's looking okay. I didn't do a very big edge, I just kept it very fine, very tight, confined right to the very, very edge. And I'm done with that, but now I'm thinking it needs just a little something else. So what I go ahead and do is, there's a little bit of white paint left in my palette. I spray some water on it to dilute it a little bit, and I dip my paintbrush in it, and I decide I'm going to add some white paint splatters to this blue background. And here you see me starting to do that. I do cover my son's precious little face there, and there goes the white paint splatter. And it looks okay, but I realize as it starts to dry, some of it looks just like a wet stain. It doesn't really look like white paint. So, and I'm not sure if you'll actually see this. I pull it out and I try to stick it in frame, but again, I'm zoomed in a little too closely, and I'm not sure that you'll catch it all on the frame. But I do pull out another bottle of paint, and here in just a second, hopefully you'll see it. I grab some silver metallic paint, thinking it might match the lettering on the title I have there. So I put a little bit of silver paint in my palette again. I dilute it down with a little bit of water, stick my paintbrush in there. There you go. There's my metallic paint, my folk art paint from Walmart. And I go ahead and I water it down a little bit, and I start putting this on my background as well. And it does make a little bit of a difference in the end. A little bit of metallic shine on there with the white, and the blue background does really pop a little bit more. And I think I'm getting close to the end of this, where I'm almost done. I do go back, like I said, and add a little word sticker up in the top and on the bottom corners there to kind of give it a little bit more dimension. And here you see me splattering on that silver paint. I don't add a lot of it. I just go do it once over around the corners there. And towards the end of the video, I do have a photo here where you see the finished product, and I'm getting ready to wrap this up. So I do want to say thank you so much for watching. I do apologize for all the mistakes, but again, I didn't edit the mistakes out because I want others to learn, and this is a learning process for me too. So maybe in a week or two when I've got this mastered, just kidding, I can go back and look at the mistakes I made here and see how much of a difference doing it this way has made compared to doing it the way I'm supposed to do it. And here I'm trying to give you a view of the edges. Not that great, but it's in the end the layout came out okay. I've got a lot to learn as far as the process videos go and the voiceovers, but oh, we learn as we go, right? Thanks for watching, guys. I do appreciate you taking the time to be here with me. And there's my thumbs up, and we're done. Bye-bye. Take care.